No, it's not clickbait. No, it's not a joke, a prank, a lie, or a trick. I really am getting ready to sell a metric ton of stuff. And the reason for that is I'm just done with just this stuff in particular. I need to make room for more stuff. This isn't anything new. I routinely go through my collection of either official stuff or secondhand games that I've bought and have reviewed on the channel, or homebrewed stuff, and I will package it up and literally give it away. I drive it to the nearest donation places, thrift stores, and I dump it. I have been doing this for years. I do it with games, books, movies, comics. If it's not part of my core collection, or if I don't think I'm going to enjoy it again, or if I received it and did my video unboxing and I really don't see any need to do anything else with it, then away it goes. It's one of my ways that I really try to give back, because most of what I get is really just like influencer privilege. Whether it's content that is sent to me with the agreement that I'm going to unbox and review it, which I do so honestly. I don't read scripts. I don't write things to benefit whoever's sending me stuff just so I can get stuff. Or it's literally gifts from people who are expressing appreciation or what have you. A lot of the stuff I do keep, and it is in my core collection, but a lot of it I give away. This time, however, there are some things in here that I think would really serve the channel if I could raise some funds by selling them. And instead of selling them at fixed prices, I'm going to create auctions. I'm not new at auctioning on eBay. I've almost got 1,000 positive feedbacks. How do I word that? I almost have a score of 1,000 positive. I don't know. Prolific eBay seller right here. I've been doing it almost since the platform launched. But I usually don't sell my board game related stuff. That's about to change because I have a lot that I need to unload. So I'm going to show you a lot of the stuff that I'm getting ready to list. Some of these listings will be active. This video is not going to age very well because at some point I'm going to have listed everything. But I guess, if anything, you can always take note of my eBay seller ID and follow me. And then if I have something I want to list in the future, I'll do it. But I'm not going to make this a trend. My plan is to sell things staggered, because if I just list everything all at once, there are going to be people who really, really want more than one thing, but they're not going to be able to afford it. And I don't want that to happen. I want people to not have to choose. I'd rather they wait and then get the thing that they want. But I'm going to show you everything that I'm auctioning off in this video. And then I'll share a link to my eBay seller profile. As I get these things actually auctioned, I'll be sharing the links to the auctions directly on my YouTube page where you get to post things. If you've ever read anything by me in a post, that's where that will be. Or in the Discord. If you join the Discord, I'll be posting these links in the Discord as well, the Amalgam Archive. So now is your chance to get some official content with a little bit of extra flavor sprinkled in by me just to make it a little more special, or homebrew stuff, or something that just does not exist anywhere else because the seller, or creator originally, I should say, did not make it available to anybody else physically. Or it was once physical and now is not. It's only digital. So I've got the only surviving physical copy that I know of. I'm terrible at this. Let's look at all the stuff over on the Harbinger. First up is Path of the Wandering Monk. This is sealed. I got this because I bought a few of them so that I would have prizes to give out for quest jams. I did that during a time that the first wave of monks was kind of waning, and we were going through a time period where they weren't coming back, so I thought it was going to go the Rogue Heir of Elathorn route, where we're just not getting another printing. So I bought them retail. I don't expect to get very much at all for it. It's going to start out at a low price, but what makes it special is I'm going to include Advanced Armory cards to power up your monk, so you will get the linen gloves that will allow you to re-roll one attack die, the linen tunic so that you can resist trap, the steel glaive, which gives you 3 attack dice, and the wool cloak. So a bunch of non-metal, albeit homebrew, cards, specifically chosen from the Advanced Armory deck. I would say that would start the ridiculous trend of people selling their heroes with a custom set of homebrew cards, but that's already happening. Extra Warhammer Quest tiles. I got these in a lot where I was really trying to get the Catacombs of Terror and Lair of the Orc Warlord tiles, and they also came with the normal tiles. Now, I already have normal tiles, and while I love the idea of keeping them for homebrew reasons, Warhammer Quest is already packed in that box. There's already a ton that you can do with the existing tiles. I don't want to use this format for HeroQuest because of the very thick outlines. You can do it if you are the winner of that auction for these tiles. Advanced Armory. I have split up a lot of my Advanced Armory cards and other things, but this is pretty much the bulk of what I'm not going to use. That includes the custom dice, combat dice. They are standard configuration. They just look really cool. A sticker, the original icon index, the newer materials and matching and guidebook supplements, which tell you how to use Advanced Armory, and just an absolute ton of the Advanced Armory cards. I don't think there are any doubles in here. There are some items that are functionally the same, because that was kind of the aim of Advanced Armory, was to have items that function the exact same way but looked different, so that every player could kind of have their own flavor of hero that they felt like was theirs. That's why I highly rank Advanced Armory. There are a couple of foil cards in here as well. I've taken my favorites out of here. The listing will have all of the cards that are going to be available that are left. I am also including heroes, cards from the Grimoire deck, the Arcane College deck. I think that just ends up being one, right? Just the Unweave Mage skill. These boxes are how I like to keep some of my cards. I don't know that that's what I will provide to keep these, since they aren't filling the cases all the way. The Old World Armory Consumables deck and the Mimic Monster. I didn't cover the Mimic Monster because the art on the cards is AI, but this comes with the Mimic Miniature, Mimic Monster cards, not one, but 2 pouches from Forges of Gnomes, custom HeroQuest dice offerings. I believe these are the Warlock dice. These are the Rogue dice. They feel very different from one another. These feel more chalky. These feel more glossy. As for the consumables deck, you get what you see here and more, because I'm not going to show you everything that you're getting here. Not one, but 2 copies of the Dungeon Designer's deck from Loke Battle Mats. This one was sent to me as a gift, I have to assume. This one I purchased for myself at Gen Con, with the sole purpose of reviewing its contents. It is designed for 5e, but if you are already using Loki Battle Mats for HeroQuest, this will work just fine for HeroQuest. You can do a minimal amount of mechanics translation, maybe some on-the-spot interpretation of the 5e rules to make them more HeroQuest friendly. And then you have all of these different quest cards and room cards and side quest cards. These cards fit perfectly on the included map because they share the same background. The Dungeon Designer's deck product does have a reference book so that you don't have to constantly take the cards and flip them up to look at them. You just need to note the number, and then you can, what I would do, place the card down after noting its number, maybe write the number down so you always know where to reference in the book. Keep the book handy. If the players interact with the thing, note the number of the thing they're interacting with, and then reference the book. That way you never have to break immersion by pulling the card up off the table. Again, I have a video about this, looking at it in detail if you wish to see. A set of not 1, but 2 Sunday Quest Adventures books, plus the Quest expansion, The Empire's Last Gleaming from Craig Leslie. I was keeping the original rainbow-colored Sunday Quest books by Giles McNeil because the newer books and the offshoot campaigns contain AI imagery and I can't support it. But I was looking through them, and sure enough, there are AI images in some of the later volumes of the mainline adventures. So I'm not going to keep these. My loss is your gain. The Empire's Last Gleaming, absolute work of art, but the cover, AI generated. Not something I realized at the time. The Fury of Dracula, a board game of gothic horror by Stephen Hand. I actually bought this in a lot of Draculas. Yes, from Noble Knight Games. This game was going for whatever it was going for on eBay at the time, but there was a listing on Noble Knight for like 2.5 games. All Dracula. So I bought the lot and I separated out the best of the best components so that I could keep those. And now the lucky winner of this auction is going to get the 1.5 copies, more or less, of what's left. It's pretty much complete. It's playable. It doesn't have the original dice, so I've subbed in 2 modern dice. It's noted in the listing, so it's completely transparent for whoever needs to see, but it does come with 2 world maps. So you could potentially have a Instead of having to use the stealth board behind the Dracula screen, you could use the entire map and you could always know exactly where you are. I guess you'd have to use the stealth board either way, but I'm sure the enterprising of you can find some interesting ways to do this. I have this because I really wanted to see kind of how it played, what it felt like, why would Avalon Hill want to license the newest edition upcoming? I can see why they would, though. It is really cool. Snowy's Maps sent me the Tome of Maps, a city battle map collection, quite a while ago. 82 pages of maps for your role-playing games. It's 2 books. They are the same book, though, and I didn't want to keep one. I wanted to give both of them to the winner because I wanted to sell both of them to the winner, let's be clear. Because it's so much better to have the modularity, the ability to combine any 2 maps, and just to have the thousands of combinations appear once you are combining those maps versus just having the one book and not having any combinations. It's just constantly only these maps. Not that you couldn't cut them out of the ring binding, and I know that there are people that do that and would prefer to do that. That's fine. I'm not one of those people, and if you aren't either, you'll appreciate having city maps. The style is a little bit different from Loki battle mats. It's a little more caricature-ish. It's more cozy, a little more innocent, a little more sketchy. But these are the only physical products that I could find, and they are marked as press sample, but I don't have any sort of agreement saying that I cannot allow them to pass into the hands of someone else at a price that seems fair to them, since I'm starting most of these out at pretty low prices. I was horribly disappointed to find out that Fighting Fantasy Adventures is chock full of AI generated art, so it's gotta go. I would just give this away, but I figure somebody might actually appreciate it. I don't know, if it doesn't sell, I will give it away. It's pretty heavy, so the shipping is going to kind of suck on it. A lot of good ideas in this box, though. A lot of good ideas. On paper, quite good. Execution, perhaps the creme de la creme of everything. Mega Quest Awakens First Edition for 1 to 5 players, published by Deathforge Games. This was a very expensive gift. Expensive to Deathforge, who manufactured this to send to me, and I will always appreciate it very much. However, I really think it could have a better home. Whether that home is another content creator or just a collector or somebody who would like to get this and not at its manufactured price, which I think is, I don't remember what the price is. As of right now, it's $130 USD before shipping. You get an entire overlay for your HeroQuest system. So you have all kinds of monsters with their own AI. And in this context, I mean their own intelligence that they can use so that you can play solo. You have a skill point system, which I think was very intelligently implemented. I actually really like the way that Deathtone does skills. We have mental, acrobatics, brawn, luck, faith, and ritual. I never let these air out enough to get rid of the manufacturing scent. We have a lot of hero classes that can take advantage. Where are you? Where'd you go? I'm holding them wrong. That can take advantage of these skills. We have NPCs that will give you quests, skills that of course make use of the different traits and attributes like bash. That wasn't even supposed to come to work today. And counter cards that make use of a map board, which is of course included with this whole thing. A couple of map boards actually, and they are double-sided. I don't want to take them out. They're in good condition. I took pictures of them, I promise. I don't want to bother the miniatures. It was a bear getting everything back in here. The miniatures are all modeled to look just like the card visuals. And there is a campaign book that explains, well, how to use the system and how to play. I think that this will be absolutely someone's treasure. Finally, and this is a bit more shameless, I'm auctioning off copies of The Mask and the Maiden, which is my own self-published paperback novel featuring original art by Shar. Planned to be a series, but just 1 book long so far. I have a bunch of extra paperbacks and I would like to lighten my load. I will sign these books for what little that is worth, including a custom note to each buyer. Oh, the Cyberpunk Premium Map Collection. I just wanted the 2 ring-bound books. Common to all of the collection that I have of Loki's battle mats. This includes the all-in. This is everything. The only problem with this, I'm not going to open it and show you, is instead of a volume 1 and volume 2, this just comes with 2 volume 2s. Like, it's a really good thing I didn't get the all-in, because the copy of the all-in that I got, which was a gift, again, had that quality defects. I have 2 volumes of volume 2. The one that I actually bought and paid money for, just the set of books, it came with volume 1 and 2. So I ended up with 3 volume 2s, which is so strange. But I'm keeping my 1 and 2. I'm putting the 2 volume 2s in here. So because of that, this auction's not going to be... I'm not expecting it to go as high as the retail version of this, nor should it, because it's got 2 volume 2s instead of the volume 1 and 2. I also forgot, and I don't want to get over there and get it, but I have a copy of Myth Fortunes that I'm also going to sell, because that game is just a little too not... It's not my flavor of game. I'm sorry. Okay, so at this point, what do? Keep an eye on the seller link below and in the Discord and my YouTube posts. And now everybody's aware. That's what this video is meant to do, make everybody aware. And maybe after I sell all of this stuff, I will finally be able to afford half of Advanced Space Crusade or Space Hulk's first edition. Yeah, that's not entirely untrue. Kind of the goal. And I need to buy more Skaven that have shields that are detachable so that I can play my copy of Mighty Warriors. Nobody else in the history of mankind has made that statement. All right, brave heroes and brave merchants alike, I bid you a fantastic farewell, and I thank you very much for your kind attention. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments or in the Discord, and I'll be sure to answer them as best as I can. Farewell for now.